Hi guys. I know I've been away. I've got to get my pattern back now that I'm recording again. And I know Valentine's Day was earlier last week, and I am a slacker. But I just want to come on here and talk a little bit about Valentine's Day. And I really wish this video would have come out the day of Valentine's Day or before it, just to talk a little bit about how I've always felt about Valentine's Day and what it basically the importance that it's always meant to me. I know some people, may be depressed or they want something that they can't have during that time, or it's like it spreads light on things that maybe we don't necessarily like during that time or what we want to be happening in that moment. But for whatever reason, all of my life, I've seen Valentine's Day really differently. Even when I was really small, I think it started with my father. He always gave us, me and all my siblings, flowers. And I just thought in that moment, that's the purest form of love. And then as I grew and I started speaking more about spirituality and understanding the angels and the twin flames and my own journey, how it kind of all came together for me. And one thing that I've talked about before is I do think love for the twin flames is like this co-creative experience to raise the collective. So the thing that comes to mind immediately is the day of love. And I don't know why, but it's always felt like Christmas for me. Um, it's almost like if the angels were fluttering their wings as fast as they could, that's how that day has always felt for me. It just feels like this amazing day where everybody acknowledges love and whatever shape or form that is. Abraham Hicks talks a lot about relationships, and it's that concept, um, or what she talks about is the concept of whether it's your best friend, whether it's your father, we're all in these different relationships and they all last different time frames depending on how long the relationship runs. And she has the concept of um, when we put more attention to like our lover, we indefinitely kind of I think she talks about like it's like beating a horse to death, right? Like we pick on them and we want them to be so perfect, and then we're overthinking every single thing, and inevitably, like it's kind of like you chew them up and spit them out because that's your main focus. And it's just more this idea that if you thought about other relationships in your life, how there's not as much emphasis on them and they last longer and then they don't burn out. So it kind of brings me back to the twin flames because it's that whole runner chaser burnout, try again, push pull game. And I kind of digress, but I come back to the day of love, right? And to me, when I think of the angels and how they kind of jump in and out of your life, there's no push pull, right? It's always that unconditional love, expansiveness, looking just on top of you to be there, support you. And I truly believe that is like the day of love. And showing as much love as you can. And it's interesting because I find it really intriguing. Like now that I'm in the corporate world, I'm like learning, which I'm still struggling with being back on the station, but having one foot in the matrix, as they say, and one foot really in the spiritual world. And I kind of feel that way towards Valentine's Day because at one point it became I felt like this really cliche thing, and now after COVID. Um, I saw people really emphasizing like spreading love, whether it was to their colleagues, to their friends, and just saying really pure, loving things to one another and giving little gifts and little reminders and like little treats. And it was really beautiful to see because for me, it was the first time our world just started to awaken and see that it can just be a love. It can just be a day of actually spreading love. And as I've always said, love to me is the only emotion like this powerful spell that you can feel on the other side. If you raise your vibration really high, it's the easiest way to feel the other side if you've had people pass over. Um, Also, it's a great way in meditation to go even higher up. I don't know how else to explain it. You kind of go to the top of your head and to connect with your twin flame, and it's the same space that you can go to speak to people that have passed over, regardless if your twin flame has passed over or not, or your lover, whoever you're connected to. It's the same like channel to talk to people. So anyways, I just wanted to really get that out because I immediately have felt Raphael. Archangel Raphael is the archangel that does the most healing, supportive, but guidance, kind of like, I don't know, like it's a masculine, he comes across as masculine to me, but almost the same love you have when we go back as a child on Santa's lap. That's how the comfort is. So I'm just going to pull some cards, just kind of give it like a check in to the twin flames and see what type of love is out there from him and what messages he'd like to tell us. Whew. So two popped out immediately. Increased energy. Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for filling me with the unlimited energy of divine love and light. So this is that idea, right? When love comes into our picture, and I do believe this is what he's saying. I told you it felt the day of Valentine's Day feels like 1,000 angel wings flapping. It's also like it's like molecules speed up. That's what comes to me on like a scientific experiment when I look at it. And that's what he's trying to say is to use that boost of energy just to flow into, what you encounter for the rest of the month. Interesting enough, when Valentine's Day hit, it was like a couple days before the full moon Leo hit. And the intriguing part I find is the Leo full moon is trying to find that balance of the push pull, or one foot in the matrix, one foot in the spirituality, and learning how to really find stability, whether that's maybe matrix and entrepreneurship, maybe that's being a parent and doing entrepreneurship, but wherever you are split right now, just really asking for clarity. And Raphael is saying, I feel use that energy of the day of Valentine's Day to push through all of those thoughts and then use the energy of the full moon. It probably was a really high energy week for you. The next one that comes up is relationships. And I already know what he's going to say, right? Because this is why I came on here. And that is, Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for healing and guiding all of my relationships upon the path of love. I just giggle because it's just insane to me when I feel the calling to really come to a video and just how the archangels channel through me in the same ways the cards say. So thank you for healing and guiding all my relationships upon the path of love. This is also the idea that if you haven't spoken to someone for a while, whether it be a family member or a good friend, just remembering that, this time of year, just having a lot of compassion. Valentine's Day really hits people in 15 different ways. Again, like I've said, it's always been a great day for me and it's always been really happy. So just learning how to have that expansive outlook in what would the world look like. I've always said this, if we kind of had our heart in our hand and that's how we showed up. Like that was kind of like our shield, if that's the right word, or a transference of energy as we show up to one another. And so Raphael cards have been good. So I'm going to see if any more pop out. And if not, we'll move on. So anyways, I hope you had a good Valentine's Day. And where I'm at, it is a beautiful day. It's like 75. I took an amazing wilderness journey this morning, so I feel very energized, especially since we have President's Day off. So all right, one more popped out. And give us your cares, right? This is the archangel saying, my arms are open. I'm here for you. I'm here to support you. Sometimes when we struggle, I know I just moved to a new place. It's just that helping hand that reaches out when you least expect it, and knowing that the universe truly does always have your back. It's a beautiful thing, right? To know that you're always fully supported, you're always going the right way, and the universe will continue to lead you and guide you and support you. So it just says, Dear God and Archangel Raphael, I am willing to release any fears to you. Please allow me to completely let go so that you can fully guide me in this situation. And it's funny, when I started reading that, I heard from Raphael. I always feel so cheesy saying that, but Raphael was like, "No, it's not fully guide you; it's fiercely guide you." And it's just interesting sometimes when they say words over each other, because it's just his idea of saying like, I can fiercely guide you. It's not a fully guide you, right? The card, yeah, says fully, but he's saying fiercely, like, go through life and know I've got your back. You don't need to hesitate. You can let go of everything. I support you. That's my job here. So just reminder, just believe in the unknown. I always say you have nothing to lose. The worst thing that happens if you believe in the angels is you have, you know, extra hands and extra voices and extra guidance and like little paths open up when we believe in the unknown, and sometimes when we just awaken to see things. I'm going to go to Archangel Gabriel next. This Archangel is my boy. He always comes to me. I've always said he's the twin flames, same sex archangel, just because he's just like a fun gay boy that is overseeing us and always wants us to have fun. And I love when I said that because the cards kind of went bazook. So, anyways, just a smile and again, laugh, right? Like, this world sometimes is so serious. And I wish I could have jumped on here to say Valentine's Day is one of those days that's like so far from serious. It's supposed to be playful. It's like a love circus. That's what it should feel like. So, the first one that comes out is helping children. Part of your life purpose involves teaching, guiding, and helping young people. I really like this right now because I do think the next generation, so if you're like in your 20s, you're noticing there's so much more playful as kids. Like, they don't show up to the corporate world, with their five pencils, extra sharpened, sitting at their desk, waiting to be told what to do. They're their own bosses. They roll in at whatever time they want, they leave at whatever time they want. They don't apologize for who they are. That is just how they run, right? They're super efficient, they're super effective. They can do circles around anyone with a computer, and it's so brilliant to watch them. And it's changed the corporate world, right? Now that we've been on this weird experiment for like the last 19 months, um, it's just that idea that they truly are like that weird experiment to show you how much lifestyle and love means. Now, indirectly we're helping our kids, right? So everybody was like, oh, all this time at home was bad for them. No, it really actually wasn't. Families like started to unite, they got stronger. We saw this weird thing happening where everybody was dedicated to their corporation, and that's just a false illusion. And now what we're seeing is more loyalty to our friends and family, and those building those systems out, and in turn the corporate world's had to grow, or the matrix. So I love helping children because I do think also it's a reminder that when we help children, we also work on our inner child, because our playfulness, like, basically extracts trauma. That's how we work through trauma. It's just those very early skills, writing, poetry, listening to lyrics. What's it like to fall in love and feel like you're like 15 or 16 and follow your heart? Just removing walls and boundaries. And I really think the more we help our children today, it comes tenfold because they help us as much as we help them. It's like raising the collective and really guiding them through this world that is more than mysterious. And now we know how much life can change within a minute. So the next one's editor. Your writing or other creative project benefits from outside help and support. So what immediately comes to me is it's the idea of, as twin flames, it I believe we're co-creatives. So however you're needing to express yourself, whether that writing's through art, whether it's through singing, whether it's through anything, even knitting, right? There's expression that needs to be released, and the more we can express it, just like the more love we can put into the planet, the more we're uplifting the collective. And that's really, in at the end of the day, the job of the twin flames. So I just grabbed the deck of cards and two more popped out. Um, and so, anyways, that was not, and this. And actually the two were stuck together, so I'm gonna go with three. So of course, creative expression, which is what I just said about writing. Sensitivity, that's the idea. Gabriel's saying, I acknowledge you, I hear you. It's this extra sensitive time. Even when energy does move fast, we have to acknowledge that we are sensitive beings. And the more we can laugh and just love life, like be so just feel like this honor of being alive and being open to even more love. Um those sensitive feelings are your muse and inspiration for your creativity. And in turn, because those sensitive feelings are your muse and your inspiration, you're able to create, right? That's where the creativity springs from. That's why I just gave this lecture to my team at work and said, hey, figure out what really makes you want to come to work. Like, what inspires you? Is it money? Is it people? Is it creativity? Is it coming to work and being able to be around people, being of service to others? It's almost like you get that love language and you see how you can translate it over to your working style. And when we start releasing that expression and understanding more and more where that muse comes from, the more we indulge in work and love work. Success, congratulations, you did it. And I really truly believe. So before I came on here, I was feeling, I don't know if the words, I don't know the right word, but sometimes it's hard to talk about the archangels, right? Because I know some people, they don't believe in them, and that's okay. And I've always said, but it's my job to express that. And so for me, just showing up and saying how I feel about Valentine's Day and how it's always come through for me, even if I affect one person, then congratulations, I've done it. And I hope that you follow that same like theory or response, because if you could just say one thing you believe in or that you love, or even if you smile at someone, it's just spreading that line of love further and further as we go. So I'm immediately feeling the elemental oracle cards. I just feel like nature's all around us right now, especially as we explore, I don't know, the planet and how it's unfolding right now. So let's just see what we get from the alchemy of these cards. I think they're just so magical, and I was really drawn to them. So, and I would say that the question coming from here is, where can we find healing in these elements? So, I these cards are going everywhere. Okay, so two pop out, boop, and the third one wants to, so we'll take it. So the first one, atoms. So this is just the same concept. It's just speeding up. It's exactly what I talked about. Then you have bushfires, and then you have Earth. So I don't really read the books of any of my cards. I go by how I feel. And when I think of atoms, I think of we're all energy. And that again was that concept on Valentine's Day, with all that love and all the raising of vibration during that moment of that hour throughout the planet. I just felt like it was just 1,000 atoms, like just like speeding up. Um, Bushfires, I think this is the reminder, honestly, of just climate change and how we're all having to adapt and expand in order to get through this. It's like a really bad experiment. But when things get burned away and then we breathe through it and we adapt and we become more flexible, in turn our heart opens more and we become more open. And it changes, just like it did, the ways we see things and the ways we interact, and we start being more intentional. um, and then Earth, I think this is the idea that at the end of the day we all live amongst each other. And I just get this feeling that, you know, Earth is home sometimes. Like, this is our home. This is where we really zone in on. This is, again, where we just say, we're thankful to be here. I never read the cards, and I just said this, but I am going to read this one because I am curious on the element, like the elemental thought of Earth. And when I think of Earth, I think of Mother Earth and just the green goddess and that nurture that really was lacking before COVID came across, and just this new awakening. So let's see what it says. It says the word is power, from Greek, which means earth. It's called yeah. I'm not even going to pronounce that right. So take time to ground yourself. The earth is our home, and we are part of nature, not apart from it. Which I love because when I first came on here, I was talking about nature and how like zen I feel. Do all you can to take positive custodianship of the world around you. Pay attention to your body and your home. Turn your eyes towards home. Avoid disconnection with devices and extreme busyness. Um, we are creatures of the earth, and we are all connected on the planet. The earth, although made up of different biomes, is all one planet. Earth energy is stabilizing, growth inducing, generous, cyclical, and deeply reciprocal. Man, I could not have said that again. There is an awareness of a wise mother or father of earth energy that is profoundly comforting. Someone cooking you a nourishing meal when you are down, doing your gardening, spending time outdoors, building your own shelter, all give you a big dose of earth energy. And what immediately comes to mind for this is sometimes when we are in nature, it's so calming and like just so profoundly comforting. There's no other words that we look around. At least this is what I did this morning, and I almost get so zenned out that it's like you can see the energy all around you, and then you become one of it. And in turn, it's like our alignment of our body just being able to be in flow and also attract that. And I believe when we're at most out of our peace in nature, and we allow the natural things to occur around us, the calmness, the little noises, whether you know it's the wind through the trees or being by a stream. There's something deep within us with energy that aligns our souls. And I don't know, it's why they say the best place to go to ground yourself is there, right? um Putting your feet in the ground. I don't know. I was in sand next to the river this morning, and it was just, I don't know. It was just a beautiful oasis. So I'm gonna rock out here at the end and do you are the oracle cards. These are the light cards. I love these. I just I find them really nurturing and really feminine way to like boost our way out. Sometimes I leave with the moon cards, and right now I'm just feeling these cards. Maybe it's because lately I don't know, I feel as much masculine as I do feminine, and just walking this beautiful line of being in the planet and being thankful I'm here. I feel really blessed that I'm healthy, especially after what we went through. So I wish the same for you. And let's see what the cards say. Okay, take a break. A life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. You know, I I really appreciate this card because in this moment I have been moving super fast. I think sometimes we forget when we run super fast that our planet and everybody on it runs different speeds. So just to remind us, sometimes when we move super fast, that's even sometimes a slow pace to someone else. And sometimes when we feel like we're moving slow, it's a fast pace to somebody else. And I only bring that to your attention to remind yourself not to compare yourself to others, but actually just make the intention of sometimes we truly have to take a break. That break for me was today. I went and saw some art, took my dog through this like beautiful national forest, did some swimming, and just relaxed. And then hit this amazing Mexican bodega down the street. And here we are. So, maybe do your favorite things today. Allow yourself to relax. It's a 3-day weekend if you're in the corporate world, which is amazing. So, one more popped out. So, I'm going to read it. Dance, do something to shift your vibration. Right. So when we're talking about nature, that's what it's all about is vibration. Energy, atoms, vibrations, these are all the same concepts. And as being twin flames, we're like magnets, different energy vibrations that keep coming back life after life after life until we accomplish what we're meant to do. So, do something that shifts that vibration. I love that. Like I said, I needed that shift, so I found that alignment in nature. I would push you to do the same, and so especially on a Saturday because it's a great way to fold into your weekend. So I got these little charms, and I'm just gonna put them down on the desk, and this is gonna be the end here. And close my eyes or not look, and grab one out and see what it says. And I get this little guy, or maybe it's a girl. I don't know exactly what's going on here. I'll show you guys. Oh, it's a kid with his hat on backwards. I love that. All right, so this whole thing has been, you can see his hat on backwards. So I love this. This is exactly what this whole reading's about. Playing like as if you were a child and getting really into that inner child work. Reminding yourself to express yourself through whatever medium works for you, whether, writing, reading, painting. It's probably a reminder to myself that I need to be painting. I'm getting there. I'm just not quite there yet. So, I really care about you guys. You're like a family. I appreciate you sticking in there with me. And I hope you have a great weekend. And I'm just spreading some love. Give everybody an extra hug if you run into them. They need it. Everybody needs a little extra love. Have a great weekend. Bye.